Welcome to Eichenwald.
Amid discord, we will find tranquility.
Taken the lead. Welcome to Esperanza. Prepare for battle. Select your hero.
Amid discord, we will find tranquility.
Hey there, Moira. How have you been?
Busier than you, I'd assume.
I missed you.
Welcome to jungle. Prepare to attack.
Amid discord, we will find tranquility.
My heart is strong, and my javelin is sharp.
I release your suffering. You have an intense gaze, Doctor.
I'm thinking on how best to utilize you.
In the coming battle, you mean?
Perhaps.
Things were a lot simpler when I was robbing banks with the Deadlock gang.
Activating the barrier.
Our path together.
Barrier is splintering.
No, get down.
The barrier appears.
Overconfidence is a flimsy shield. Your spirits lifted.
The barrier cannot withstand much more.
Yes.
It's impressive.
I found love. It made me say that get back. You'll never see daylight if I'm not sure in this life. It's not fair. I found love. It made me say that get back. You'll never see daylight if I'm not sure in this life. Maybe I should go live now. I would like for us to all be friends. Really? Wait, I must heal. I need healing. It's not fair. I found love. It made me say that get back. You'll never see daylight if I'm not sure in this life. Emotions all both it's all I wish I knew that part. It's not not fair, found love. It made me say that get back. You'll never see daylight if I'm not sure in this life. It's not fair. I found love. It made me say that get back. You'll never see daylight if I'm not sure. Ah, Paris, yes.
Are you talking to people, Dave? Are you talking to people?
What?
Are you talking to people? Wait, you can hear music and that?
I never miss my mark.
No shit, no dog shit. Scale no fish. Sundown, milk by crime. Great 599 with the real red eyes, me dying inside. Ooh. Low ride to the rope untie, just crucify me. Young Chrysler slice goes on ice. Rip Ruby in the motherfucking reject, and I cut my wrist and now I'm motherfucking bleed check, still broke. Ah.
Not so fast.
Failure is acceptable. Giving up is not. Hello.
And she couldn't tell the police anything else. So even though the police know that they are looking for 4 attackers now, not just one,
not the
and that they're
expected
driving with a
result.
van, they're still no closer to catching them. And I think what is just mind-boggling about this case is how were they getting away with it? The police were looking for them. They were
Greetings. We must unblock the payload.
straight away, but because of the wounds that were inflicted on the victims, because the breasts have been amputated, the body was bleeding out of rapid rate.
Step rider.
Payload chugging along.
For your wounds.
Oof. Ah.
I return.
This ends now.
Twiddling your thumbs and hold the payload.
Ah, shit. Oh, shit.
Payload full steam ahead.
I tried to go after him, it didn't work. Whoops.
Takes 100 times to learn. 1,000 times to understand.
I'll find my own path.
They were starting to get worried that they were going to get caught, but Robin,
Woo!
Here's the shooter. It's the green one.
It's a pleasure to meet all of you. I should probably turn off my music though. That would probably help. That and I might have to change the volumes on this. The game's volume is so loud.
until she tragically passed away. And then just 2 weeks later, Robin and his crew were at it again. They abducted 30-year-old marketing executive Rose Beth Davis. They just abducted her off the street and they carried out the same.
That was a great
However,
team.
this time it seems that the torture of Rose was even worse, because when her body was found, a pool of dried blood lay beneath her anal cavity, and her face was completely crushed beyond recognition. And I'll say it again, I know I'm a broken record, but I literally have no words. This has to be one of the most sadistic cases I've ever come across. And as well, the sheer number of victims that we're talking about here, and all of these victims were subjected to the most horrendous sadistic things. It's very easy when cases are this sadistic to almost not think that they're real, because they do seem so far-fetched. They seem like a horror film. They seem like a nightmare. But all of this is true. Real
Oh, it's because I exited out of that thing. Now they're gone.
suffered at the hands of Robin and his crew. And you might be thinking at this point, when does this end? Because it doesn't feel like it's going to end, does it? But thankfully, it does come to an end, and that end is real soon. Because right now, Robin is becoming unhinged. He's literally going off the rails. He is losing control, essentially, and when killers, serial killers, lose control, they get Ed, Andrew, and Tommy were becoming nervous. They were getting worried that they were going to get caught, but Robin, because he had lost control at this point, he wasn't really thinking about getting caught. He actually didn't really care. His personality, he feels invincible. He doesn't think that he's going to get caught, and he wants to push the group further and further. And like I said, he became sloppy. He became too arrogant and cocky, and this was his downfall. On the evening of the 6th of October, the group got in the van and they started driving around Chicago looking for their next victim. But after driving around for a couple of hours, Robin didn't find anyone, and he was getting really frustrated. At this point, Robin had a thirst for blood, and he needed a release right now. And it was at this point that Robin did something that he had never done before. He pulled the van over to the side of the road in a populated area, and he pulled out a gun. Robin was now desperate. He wanted to murder anyone that he could come across. And unfortunately, this victim was 28-year-old Rafael Tirado, his first male victim. Rafael had been standing in a phone booth when Robin opened fire, and tragically, Rafael died at the scene. And after, Robin just drove off. And honestly, his murder does not make sense to me. I mean, obviously they all don't, but this is completely different. This couldn't be further away from Robin's MO. First of all, he is using a gun, which he has never used before. The victim was male. He was shooting indiscriminately. He didn't really care who he shot. And this murder is not sexual in any way, which obviously every other murder has had an extreme sexual violent element. And it really does just tell you how much Robin has lost control. Robin is now like an addict, and he's looking for his fix, and Raphael unfortunately was the victim. But Robin is not satisfied. I don't know if he's not satisfied because he wasn't able to carry out his normal routine, the victim was male, etc. Because on the same evening, he continues to look for a victim. And as far as I'm aware, the crew never murdered more than one person in one day. Again, this shows how much he's losing control. This shows escalation. And unfortunately, Robin did find another victim on that evening, and this was 28-year-old Beverly Washington. Beverly was a sex worker, and Robin approached her on the side of the road, and he even offered her more money than she was asking for. He is literally desperate to get Beverly into his van, and Beverly, at this time, she thought Robin was like a little bit dicey, but he was offering her a lot of money, so she got in the van. Beverly was forced to strip at gunpoint before she was handcuffed and then sexually assaulted by all 4 men. However, her ordeal wasn't over yet, because Robin forced Beverly to swallow a bunch of pills. Beverly started to sway and lose consciousness, and the last thing she remembers seeing was Robin standing over her with a piano wire. And again, this is very different from his normal MO, because normally he likes the victim to stay awake. He wants the victim to be in pain, and he wants to see that pain in the victim's eyes. But right now, He has given Beverly pills, I don't know what pills, but they've knocked her out. She is now unconscious. Robin is not going to get that fix that he normally gets by seeing the fear and the pain in his victim's eyes. And once Beverly had passed out, Robin proceeded to amputate her breast, and then he just dumped her body on the side of some railroad tracks before driving off with her severed breast. Robin fully believed that Beverly was either dead or she would be dead very soon from her injuries. He thought that there was no way that she was going to be able to survive her injuries, but miraculously, she did. Robin had become too cocky. Like I said, he was being sloppy, he was making mistakes. And Beverly survived, and she was going to make sure that Robin and the rest of the group paid for what they had done to her. On the 7th of October 1982, a passerby spotted Beverly's body. She was covered head to toe in blood. Her breast was missing. I assume whoever found Beverly probably thought that she was dead, but she was rushed to hospital and the staff thought that there was no way that she was going to be able to survive. But as we know, she did. She was a fighter. She was going to survive this. And the police were able to immediately talk to Beverly, but Beverly was too injured and traumatized to actually talk to the police straight away. She literally couldn't form the words in her mouth. She couldn't even comprehend and process what had happened to her, but she somehow managed to communicate with the police. She actually would blink at the police for yes and no, and she was able to give the police the information that they needed. Beverly managed to confirm that her attackers were driving a red van. She was also able to write down some descriptions of what happened, and she was able to tell the police that in that red van, a string of feathers hung from the rearview mirror. And the police didn't know this information, and this was a breakthrough. The police immediately put out an alert that they were looking for a red van with feathers hanging in the rearview mirror, and amazingly, this information was all the police needed to catch the Chicago Ripper crew, because just 2 weeks after Beverly had given her descriptions,
I messed up on that.
the description, and the van was being driven by Ed Spritzer, one of the 4 members of the Chicago Ripper crew. And once they had Ed in custody, they put pressure on him, and it wasn't long before he cracked. He soon gave up the identities of the other 3 members of the Chicago Ripper crew, so the police could finally bring the reign of terror of the Chicago Ripper crew to an end. But there was one huge problem. The police didn't actually have any evidence linking the 4 men to the murders. Obviously, Ed has given... up the identities to the Chicago Ripper crew, but that is it. They don't actually know what to charge the 4 men with. First of all, Beverly Washington was able to identify Robin as her attacker, so at this point the police could charge Robin for the attack on Beverly, but unbelievably,
Sorry, I hit this with my foot.
I cannot believe I'm saying this right now, but Robin was obviously arrested, charged, but then released on bail. It's like, really? What? Like, why is this person released on bail? He is a danger to the public. And when he was released on bail, he actually did try to attack another woman. It's like, seriously, this man is the leader of a group of serial killers, some of the most sadistic that Chicago has ever seen, and you're releasing him on bail. So whilst Robin is out on bail, they still have Ed in custody, and they're really putting the pressure on Ed. They really need a confession from him. And the police tell Ed that the other 3 members of the crew are turning on Ed, blaming everything on him, so the police need Ed to essentially give a confession. And amazingly, this tactic worked. Ed gave a 78-page confession detailing all the horrific crimes, murders that the Chicago Ripper crew carried out. And because of this, the police immediately arrested the other 3 members. They were able to rearrest Robin, they were able to arrest Andrew and also Tommy. The police search Robin's house, they find the Satanic Temple, and the police finally feel like they've got the Chicago Ripper crew. They finally have them. The investigation is essentially coming to an end. But they were wrong, because as soon as the police bring Robin into the station that Ed is being held in, Ed actually sees Robin and gets spooked and withdraws his confession. To which Robin then turned to the investigators and said, well, there you go, I'm innocent. And then the investigation just turned into a complete mess. The police had obviously arrested Andrew and Tommy, the brothers, and they managed to force a confession out of those 2. And both of them did testify that Robin was the leader of the group. But now that Ed had withdrawn his confession, he was denying the whole thing. The stories from the 4 men were contradictory. They didn't add up. There was holes in the stories, and the police still had no hard evidence that Robin was a part of any of the murders, that he had anything to do with them. So they were not able to charge Robin with any of the murders, which is truly just mind-blowing. How is it that the leader of the group is not able to be charged with the murders? It's, oh my god, I can't believe it. So the cases went to trial, and because Tommy and Andrew had all given confessions, their trials were pretty straightforward. Both Ed Spritzer and Andrew Kokorellis were sentenced to death, and Tommy Kokorellis managed to make a plea deal where he was only convicted for 1 murder, which meant that he avoided the death penalty, and he was actually sentenced to 70 years. But then Robin went to trial, and he was only able to be charged with 1 crime, and that was the attack on Beverly, Washington. So he was charged with attempted murder and sexual assault, and it's honestly so frustrating that he wasn't charged with murder, at least 1 murder. And he was found guilty for the attack on Beverly, and he was sentenced to 120 years. So then following the trial, finally the Chicago Ripper crew were off the streets and in prison, even though it's
This
so
is a
frustrating
text-to-speech
that
sample.
he didn't get charged with all of the murders, and it's so frustrating that Robin didn't even get charged with murder. In March of 1999, 17 years after he was arrested, Andrew Kokorellis was executed by lethal injection. He actually became the last person in Illinois to be executed before the state abolished the death penalty. And Ed Spritzer was also sentenced to death, but his sentence was changed to life in prison. And then in 2019, after serving only half of his 70-year sentence, Tommy Kokorellis was released from prison. I know, I can't believe it. 1 member of the Chicago Ripper crew is out there. He has been released, which I can't believe it. Like, literally, I cannot believe it. He's supposed to be serving 70 years. Why the hell is he out? Why is he living his life walking the streets? And to this day, Robin Gecht continues to plead his innocence. Robin has continued to say that he is not a monster, that he is not sadistic, he was not part of the Chicago Ripper crew, and because he wasn't charged with any murders, there's a chance that he could be released in 2042 at the age of 89. That was the case of the Chicago Ripper crew. Oh my god. Again, I'm speechless. I have no words. I honestly don't know how this case doesn't have more coverage, because it's not spoken about. I've only recently just found out about this case. This is such an incredibly unique case that you have 4 equally sadistic men come together and commit murder and become serial killers together. And to this day, we actually don't know the... Hey everyone, welcome back. I hope you're all doing well. I hope you had a good week. I did miss you all so much last week, but today I'm going to be bringing you a case that I've wanted to bring you for the longest time, but this has to be the biggest, meatiest, most confusing case that I've ever researched, so I knew I needed a little bit of extra time. But today's case is possibly one of the most unbelievable stories I've ever come across. So I know I say this a lot, but prepare yourselves for this one. And I do have a little bit of a backstory on how I discovered this case. So I was one day watching Criminal Minds, as you do, and I was watching season... Don't know the exact episode, remember the episode is called Hope. So basically a man kidnaps this 8-year-old girl and he grooms her for years. He sexually assaults her, he gets her pregnant at one point as well, and then he starts calling this girl his wife. Now it's thought that he wanted to actually marry this girl, so he kidnapped her and her to one day become his wife. And for those of you that don't know, Criminal Minds, some of their episodes are actually based on real cases, and when I was watching
tranquility.
You remind me of myself when I was younger.
Way cooler than you.
That's exactly what I would have said. All you're missing is the hat and cigar.
I was just in complete, utter disbelief, and the case that we're going to be covering today is of Franklin Delano Floyd, and it is even possible the true story of Franklin Delano Floyd is even worse than that Criminal Minds. So angry, heartbroken about this case, this man.
There is much to do.
Loyal, I know I say that a lot, but truly, Franklin.
Stay close so I can heal. Oh. Owie.
Defeat cannot break one who perseveres.
Team Raid, my bad.
You're all good. I'm trying to get you. Staying alive. Staying alive. Ah! 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 Live! Oh shit, oh shit, oh shit, oh shit, oh shit.
Conducting analysis.
I shouldn't have let go of the button.
A challenge presents itself.
Kill him while you can.
Overconfidence is a flimsy shield.
And Dennis got so excited about this magazine that he got himself off the magazine, if you know what I mean. Just very disturbing too.
Good try, gang.
And from that moment on, he was obsessed with Harvey, and you'll know what Dennis went on to do. So yes, we are going to be talking about the inspiration to the BTK killer today, Harvey Blackman. We've got a lovely case
I'll find my own path
today. Not
Can't they get anything done without
before
us?
we get started on
It's a full-time job being the capable ones.
Damn straight.
Setting my equalizer to absolute destruction.
you again to ExpressVPN for sponsoring today's video, but thank you to every single one of you watching right now, because without all of you, we wouldn't get opportunities like this. And now,
Capture the objective.
and I do have to give a trigger warning here, just in case we are going to be discussing sexual assault and rape. Let's get into it. Scattered here, there,
Restoring balance.
Got stuck.
Let's get back to it. Hey.
Whoops. I got you. Live.
Soothing your wounds. Under my protection. Tyson.
Oof.
That's 3 in a row.
Amid discord, we will find tranquility.
The act was a form of masturbation, and I just find this really hard to believe because he's 3 years old. I find it really hard to believe that he's 3 years old. Sexually
Your anguish consumes
I don't know anything about
You can't do both R1 and L1 at the same time, can you?
how were they exposed to that as a 3-year-old? I don't know if Harvey was sexually abused.
Team Reed, yes.
But there was definitely a lot of speculation about that. I just can't buy
It
that
takes
he was
100 times to learn,
3 years old.
1,000 times to understand.
However, we do find out that later on in life, Harvey definitely had an outlook on sex, and some of the sexual assault that goes on to commit do involve work. So, yes, really,
Where'd he go? He's trying to stick me. Oof.
Overconfidence is a flimsy shield.
Led Harvey to become absolutely terrified at being around girls. Whenever a girl would
Let's try something a little different this time.
Team Reed, that was like
Got one. Reload, reload. Woot woot. Yeah.
Score 3 years old, they were hoping that this unusual sexual activity for a child was all by on its own, but it clearly wasn't. They tried to discipline him, but they tried to take away the role.
I might have to stick with Tracer.
Didn't you lose an entire jet once?
We're just saying,
Not on purpose.
it's just a boy, he's just experimenting, boys will be boys, and all they did was they prescribed some pills and sent him off as well. And I cannot even tell you how much that's saying. Boys will be boys.
One. Round 3. Capture the objective.
To put a stop to this, but obviously nothing was working, and Harvey's behaviour only escalated. So Harvey's sexual experimentation that was going on wasn't satisfying to him. So far, Harvey is just doing his own thing, experimenting. He's not harming anyone. So he's now
Back to the car.
that's wrong. I'm happy for this. I don't know about the time period that we're in right now.
I need help. It's okay. Oh no, I accidentally jumped into the thing.
Like I said, it wasn't satisfying him anymore doing it behind closed doors. He started to fantasize about being in the presence of a woman. But not just
Back
that,
again.
he wanted
Did
to
you miss me?
dominate.
Hi.
He wanted to touch a woman. And he planned on acting out these fantasies that he was having. And Harvey started by going around his neighborhood and spying on women and girls just in their homes. So,
What?
And he would start to steal things from their homes. He would steal like the odd ornament or piece of clothing. It would just be something very small that Harvey could keep as personal clothing. So Harvey found that
Although I do still play a lot better with the support, I think. Eh.
I'll find my own path.
House that he broke into the house, and the woman was home. He broke in, took the girl in hand, and then looked. And then once Harvey
Like a gentle rain.
towel the woman at gunpoint and put her into her head, he then tried to hide her on his face, but his back to come out. He then tried to steal her breast from her, and then after that, Harvey just left
Ouch.
Okay, I went from
Remember that sound from Grand Theft Auto Vice City? Whoa!
Can I have one of those?
cuddle on the sofa with these women like they were boyfriend and girlfriend. And then a lot of times as well, Harvey would make his victims pose for photographs, and this is very, very significant because this is definitely Harvey's signature style
Error not in the
of
chat
taking
channel.
photographs. And then after he had done all of that, Harvey would just leave. And after every single time Harvey would break into a woman's house, his confidence only gained from there. So each time Harvey would break into a woman's home, the sexual assault, the behaviour, everything got slightly better because he was slightly more confident than the time before. And how
My mom gave me that.
thrive off the fear of women. That is what actually
I have to get more like picture frames and stuff, and we can put like some pictures, little mementos and stuff in them and hang them up and stuff.
That'd be cool.
Now, eventually, after years of getting away with all of these breakings, and I mean years, he is eventually caught because he had started to become careless. And he was caught for the very first time when he was 17. The police actually caught him breaking into someone's home, and in his possession he had rope and a gun. He was arrested and charged with first-degree robbery. Now, yes, he's 17, but he should be going to like some juvenile detention center, something, but he didn't, did he? He actually served no prison time because his mom got him out on a $2,000 bail. Less than a month after being let out on bail, he was at it again, but this time it was even worse because he had now abducted a woman. So this is huge escalation now. I don't really know why he went from breaking into someone's home to abducting them. Maybe he thought that it was less risky. I don't know, but he abducted this woman. He drove her out into the middle of nowhere. He sexually assaulted her, and the sexual assault was the same that he was doing before. He was touching her body, and then he just drove her home. Thankfully, the woman immediately reported him, and Harvey was now arrested, and he was charged, and this time he didn't get bail because obviously he had reoffended. So you would think that because he has reoffended, was out on bail, because I assume he had some conditions to his bail, like not doing certain things. So you would think that because he is now reoffended out on bail and he has no intentions of stopping, you would think that the judge giving him the prison sentence would give him a decent amount of time, wouldn't you? Because he is a danger to all women around him. He has no intentions of stopping. Well, you would be wrong, unfortunately, because the judge decided that he was only going to get a year. 1 year in prison. And guess what? After Harvey served that 1 year, he was out and he was back offending. But this time Harvey tries to be clever about his offending because he decides